Hello everybody, Oliver G here from the Earful Tower. You're about to hear an episode where I surprise my wife Lena with a rather bohemian evening out in Montmartre. We brought the microphone with us, we talked about it after we got home. We took I don't want to give it away too much actually. It was a surprise night for her. I think it's nice if it unveils itself to you as a surprise too. But this episode was actually released for the members on Patreon and Substack fairly recently. As a membership perk, we had a 10-episode season, so there's 10 episodes just like this. This is one that I particularly liked and I thought I'd share with everyone. The only real reason I'm saying that is because about halfway through I mention a specific code word that works to get a discount if you want to do the same thing we did. I just bleeped it out. It just goes blank because that is a discount code just for members. So if you want the discount code and if you want to unlock the other 9 episodes like this, become a member. The links are in the show notes below. So here we go. Off to Montmartre. If you don't really feel like you're following at the beginning, I explain it pretty quick, but essentially it's me taking Lena out for a date and us explaining how you can do exactly the same. And before we start, a huge thanks to everyone who supported the Kickstarter we talked about the past couple of weeks. Sophie in Paris will be out very soon, and we're extremely thankful and extremely excited. But now, let's go to Montmartre, and let's start with some music. Hello members and hello Lena.
Hello Oliver and everyone.
I can tell you're happy and I'm sort of smug. What's going on?
I know, you're very smug and I'm very, very happy.
I nailed this one.
Yeah, you did. It's very annoying for me.
Instead of, I think maybe we'll take the listeners on the journey with us.
All right, let's bring them on the date.
There you go. So the headline of the, and literally actually, because we brought the microphone a bit, but this, the headline, Bohemia on Wheels. Let's tell it from your perspective a little bit.
Yeah.
You were asking for clues. And I was
always.
I was confident going into this one.
Yeah. Yeah, you were like intimidating from the start.
And what did I tell you to wear? Do you remember?
I think what happened is you were like, you freaked out a little bit when I asked what to wear. So you put it into AI and you spat out like the most specific things. It was so weird. It was like, why not wear a floral midi dress with a light cardigan and some sensible boots that are still chic?
Well, the reason for people who are new to the idea of what we're doing is one of us surprises the other with a date night.
Yeah.
And we give clues, but also I didn't want you to guess it.
No.
So I didn't want to say dress warm because we're going to be
outside.
Have the roof down, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the other clue was right bank. And then you asked me, you said, are we going to eat? Because some of these dates, maybe it's like going to a show or something.
Yeah.
You said, are we going to eat? And I said, did you eat last night? And you were like, yeah. I was like, well, that should do then.
That's enough.
So I'll explain that clue as we get to it. But that sort of perplexed you, I think, a little bit. And then I put on a playlist of old-timey French music. So now we fast forward. We got the babysitter in. And we'll do some babysitter shout-outs at the end because people have been getting involved.
I know, it's so good.
So the babysitter comes in and the timing was really important. We walk out the front door and what's waiting for us there?
Oh, it was so perfect. Like really, it was like a movie. Stepped out of the front door and right there on the street is this very cute light blue little deux chevaux car with our very own driver.
And the deux chevaux car, if you're trying to picture it, it's like
I know some people call them like a bubble and poop. Maybe in Swedish. Yeah, whatever.
There's pictures anyway, but they're iconic in France. And another rule of this date night idea is it's things we haven't done before. And both of us have talked for years about doing one of these tours. And one of the reasons I've not done it is because I've always seemed a bit touristy. I've always thought it looks like people.
Well, especially you see these tours going around, and they have massive writing on the sides of these otherwise beautiful little cars, and it's like, oh,
Not this time, baby.
No,
not this time, baby. So, what I did is I reached out to a company. It's called Cedric's Paris or Cedric's Paris.
Why did you choose them?
I looked at them all.
Yeah.
I looked at every single one. I liked that they didn't have the markings on the car. I thought it was nice.
Yeah,
and
nice
the
and
car,
genuine.
the one that I saw had like this little, the one that we got had a little suitcase, like a classic suitcase attached to the back, and I thought that was cool. And I messaged them and I was like, look, I'll be totally honest here. I said, happy to pay, but also happy if you want to try and figure some kind of collaboration idea where we go a bit off the script a little bit, and we talk about it if we like it. And Cedric, turns out he knows who I am, and the guy that runs the company. And he's like, let's do it. Love the idea.
Yeah.
So I said, I think a lot of people do tours. They take you around and show you. They can kind of do whatever you want. But I said, we're not interested in a tour. I want a bohemian night in Montmartre with a few stops. And I want to capture that vibe of La Bohème, basically. That song by Charles Aznavour.
Yeah.
And they're like, let's do it, baby.
And we don't need the guide to be a guide specifically. Just like he brings the wine and the vibes.
Oh, I did ask for champagne as well.
Oh, well, there you go.
So he did bring champagne.
Yeah.
But so he was all on board. We got this guy Hugo, who was brilliant.
He was magnificent. He was perfect.
Super cool, dude.
Yeah.
And he picked us up.
Perfect English with that like perfect French accent. Just ideal.
And then he took us, and they said, if you want to do a night tour, do it a bit later, so there's no traffic. And so they took us from where we live in the 12th all the way up to Montmartre, and I picked 3 stops, which were all surprises to you as well.
Yeah.
Trying to recreate not just the vibe of Montmartre, but we lived for 2 years up there. And I said to you about a month ago, because we, for you listeners, if you don't know, we have 2 young kids. And I walked past some people at like a happy hour bar the other day, and they were having this energetic conversation. And I was like, I feel like us as sort of parents of young kids, we don't have those nights anymore.
Yeah.
Where you go out, like we have nights where it's a big deal, or it's like a
you get
chill
a
out.
babysitter, and then it's a fancy dinner.
It's either
or
the
something.
opera or it's like chill out.
Yeah.
And there's not that energetic sort of youth feeling, which I kind of missed. And I was like, I want to recapture that. That was the whole idea. Did I?
Yes, you did.
So he drives us up and around, and he takes us to the first stop, which was kind of the fancy. I wanted it to be a nice date. So there's a hidden hotel with a bar called the Tri Particulier.
And to access it, you have to go through a gate with a code.
And their code, so we always will give honest reviews.
Yeah.
Their code, their digipad, couldn't figure it out. It
Yeah.
started raining a little bit too, which really added to the vibe.
That was nice.
And I was like, I want to get out of the rain. Can't figure out how to open the door because it was busted. Someone had hit it or something.
Yeah.
And then someone opened the door. The magic of Paris. It was on a curvy street, whatever that
Like
one's
a little
called.
cobbled, curvy back alley street.
You know that street up there? Avenue Junot is what it's called. I asked the mayor of Montmartre for his favorite street in Paris, and he said that was it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful one. It's a good choice.
Good choice.
Good choice, Mr. Mayor.
So we went in there, and there's a bar, and this is the part we'd never done before. We'd never been to this bar.
No.
And
We've been upstairs for the brunch, but not downstairs for the bar, which is it looks like a nice little garden sort of gazebo feel, and it is super cute. Great cocktails.
I'm not used to having a private chauffeur at all.
No.
And I felt kind of uncomfortable to leave him out there when we went to have a drink.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, that's the whole point of what we do. Like, I was like, what are you going to do? Do you want to come in? He's like, no, you go have your date. And so we went in for cocktails, and timing, my whole point with this date was to have fun. Like fun.
Yeah.
Like running through the
the
streets.
energy.
Fun.
It was like a movie.
Yeah. It
With
was.
like quick cut movie.
Yeah. So we go down, and the waitress comes, and everyone's... it's kind of fancy, but it's not like Le Maurice fancy. It's a perfect spot for a cocktail, I would say.
It really is.
Any age.
Highly recommend it.
Yeah. And we go in, and the waitress comes, and I was like, look, we're in a rush. We know what we want. And she's like, all right, let's do it. And we took like a Negroni and a
Amaretto
sour. And I was like, step on it. I didn't, but, there's none of this messing around kind of thing. And we didn't tell her we had a car outside. I think we said we had a babysitter waiting or something. Because, look, let's face it, you don't want to be spending 25 minutes waiting for a drink when the
car clock is ticking.
So they bring the drinks, great vibe, lovely hotel.
Perfect.
If you're a celeb hunter, I know for a fact that Brangelina stayed there once upon a time.
Yeah.
And thus begins my only complaint.
Here we go.
For the night. I went to the restroom at the end, into the sort of toilet cubicle. Firstly, for a fancy hotel, like the toilet seat was, when like one hinge of it is broken? So it's kind of like a dive bar vibe a little bit, but weird. Dressed up in a fancy, like the kind of place where you got your individual hand towels sort of thing.
But like...
I might be making that up, but that kind of vibe.
Okay.
But then an unhinged toilet seat.
Yeah, doesn't match.
Above the toilet, like above the sort of cistern bit, in quite a beautiful bronze plaque, it said, Brad Pitt pissed here. And I can see what they're trying to do with that.
I know, but it comes off tacky.
Not cool.
No.
Yeah.
Like...
Super, like, what would Brad Pitt think if he saw that?
Well, the first thing I think is like, ew.
Yeah.
Like, don't.
Really weird.
Don't, like, put that above it on, like, if you really have to do something, like, put it discreetly on the chair he sat in or something, like a little plaque on the chair, like, Brad Pitt sat here.
I think they're trying to be cool,
or something, but it's not, that's not cool.
It's not a cool place.
No.
It's not cool. That's not the describer.
Yeah, that's like rock and roll, maybe. I don't know. Not even. Like, okay. Well, enough whinging.
No, gotta be honest.
That was a small part of it.
Yeah.
On the whole, great.
Brilliant. Love that place. Recommend it, especially the kind of secrecy of it going in there and like...
No, it's perfect. Like, it's absolutely perfect.
And then I thought, let's dial it down a little bit, babe. This is too upscale.
Nice.
Brad Pitt goes here. You know what I mean?
Chill out.
So we went to another place I always wanted to go on Rue des Abbesses. There's a crepe shop, like a restaurant, not even a shop. It has got to be the thinnest.
It's like a closet. It's like a small closet.
It's got to be the thinnest shop front in Western Europe. And the size of it is one crepe turntable, whatever they're called. He didn't even have room for two.
No.
Literally.
It's the size of a door. A classic door.
It's the size of one door. And it's kind of almost opposite from where Van Gogh used to live, talking about a bit of Bohemia.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're on Rue des Abbesses, it's like towards the end, that's away from Sacré-Cœur.
Yep. And ordered two. Usually I'd get like a Nutella crepe or something like that. I was like, got to do original things.
Something that you've never done before.
What was it that we got? Like
we got salted caramel.
Salted caramel.
They were nice.
2 salted caramel crepes for dinner. And the reason, by the way, that I
think
said,
it's really cute.
I think so too. The reason I said that, did you eat last night kind of thing, was because in that song, La Bohème, one of the lyrics is, because it's this, if you don't know the song, it's about Charles Aznavour reflecting when he was 20 years old,
young
living in Montmartre.
Broke, and it's romantic.
Yeah, and one of the lyrics is, we ate once, one night in two, kind of thing.
Yeah, but so it didn't matter because they were so in love.
They were in love.
Yeah.
So we're walking along with crepes on Rue des Abbesses, one of the most beautiful streets in the world, I think.
And then we walked down towards where we used to live.
We went back to Rue Germain-Pilon, which is where we lived at number 14, I think.
Yeah.
Where there's a bar downstairs, and that bar is a little alternative and kind of cool. Like they got like
it's a dive bar.
Yeah, and it would have been the perfect place for another drink.
Yeah.
But we used to live above it.
And actually, so we lived above it, and they sort of rented our cave space, our little basement space, in return for free drinks. How good is that?
So we've been there a bunch.
Talk about bohemian.
Yeah,
it's
wow,
perfect.
Yeah. And it was funny because at the end of that song La Bohème, the narrator goes back to Montmartre as an older man, and he says he basically sings that it's just not the same.
Yeah.
He's like the
flowers are dead,
the
and
lilacs
wilted.
are dead,
Yeah.
the lilacs that once hung under all the balconies, and the walls are all different, the shops are all different. And it's this nostalgic kind of thing. And we had that. We were standing outside with a gentle rain falling on us, looking in the window of this bar,
I get all nostalgic now.
But we were like knowing we couldn't go in because we'd been there before, the rules
it's
that
like
we
an
made.
invisible wall.
Yeah, and there were people like looking at us like, are they going to come in? And we were like...
We're like, we've been there.
Yeah. We've got kids now, we don't do these kind of things. So then we go to the top of that hill, back on Rue des Abbesses, and who's waiting but trusty Hugo? Now's a good chance, I think, before we get to the next bit, to let Hugo have the mic. Because there might still be people going, what is this car they're talking about? I'm not very good with all the facts. Let's ask Hugo. So what you're going to hear now is us driving and Hugo explaining exactly what we're in. So I'm sitting in the back of a Deux Chevaux. Am I pronouncing it correctly?
Deux Chevaux, yes, pretty much.
And so there's probably people listening who've never heard of this car before. Can you give me an introduction?
Of course. Deux Chevaux, it's from the brand Citroën, one of the three famous French brands. So you have Peugeot, Citroën and Renault. So Citroën Deux Chevaux, it's a very traditional French car. It was built in 1948 for the first one, and they stopped the production in 1993. So this blue one, Merlin, my car, is from 1986.
Does that mean that no cars have been made since 1993? There's no new ones?
There is no new one since 1993. Yes, correct.
And so why do people love this car so much?
Because it's part of the French culture. Like all our grandmothers, they got one somewhere in France. So, and especially the funny thing with those cars, it's the price of it. So my grandmother got the first one in the 70s, and she bought that for like 5,000 francs. That was 800 euros for a car, for a brand new car, and now it's worth a lot more. So that's why it's so funny in Paris to see them around.
What's the reputation when people see one go past in the street? What does it mean to French people?
It's just like cool, very cool stuff we still got. It's like these things that has been stolen at the Louvre. That was the last very cool things we got in France, and that's part of our history. So when you see that, you're a bit nostalgic in Paris.
It's funny that you said that as we're about to pass the Louvre Museum.
Yeah.
The Eiffel Tower is behind us, the Louvre is in front of us. Is it fair to say that Deux CV is one of the icons of French history?
It's more than that. It's like a monument. Like the Eiffel Tower, the TCV is really part of French culture and part of Paris.
Perfect. And last question here.
Tell me.
What's the best thing about your job?
Meeting people on vacation. Always happy to be here. I like talking, I like discussing a lot. So the best part of it, I meet new people every day, and we talk about everything and anything.
So there you go, Marilyn was her name.
I love that. I loved little Marilyn.
So I want to give a really interesting thing happened when I was talking to Cedric after, who incidentally I think he plays basketball as well. So kindred spirit.
Yeah.
But sometimes when you have podcasts or channels or whatever, people offer to give you like a commission. They're like, send people to me, I'll give you a kickback. And I said, what if instead of giving it to me, you give a discount to the listeners, to the members? And he goes, happy to give it a go. So if you at home, I literally get no cut from this. I want to give it to the people at home as a thanks for being members. If you, instead of booking it, just email him and mention as a code word, or just say, you have to say that, you can't just say you heard it on the show. He'll take 15% off the bill. And that's quite considerable, because I think it's 130 euros for an hour of driving. And so if you go on a 3-hour tour, or if you're a family of like 6, which means you need 2 cars,
Yeah.
you will make a huge saving.
Yeah.
So I'm curious also to see if this works. And that was sort of my way of thanking him for giving us a free ride, you know?
Yes.
So
Nice.
we're not exaggerating. It was an excellent...
Oh my God. I would urge anyone.
I think we'll do it
To
again.
copy
We
this
should do it
thing.
again.
Yeah,
we'll
we
bring
should.
Harry the cameraman and do another kind of thing.
Yes.
So, okay, last stop. Oh yeah, I should add. you can do anything you want with them. You can go and see the Eiffel Tower and all that kind of stuff. You can do night tour, day tour, bachelorette party.
So adaptable.
Yeah. You can do anything. Just have an idea what you want. So third, now this is where I took a gamble. Is you and I had talked about, there's a bar in Montmartre on Rue de Trois Frères that does the most absurd gimmick I ever heard of.
I know, we've been talking about it for years, and it's just we never like pulled the trigger on going there because it sounds like it's just ridiculous.
It doesn't really appeal.
No.
And the gimmick is that it's actually a restaurant, I think, and it looks like an Eastern French restaurant where they do sort of raclette and stuff like that, where you drink your wine out of baby bottles.
I mean, where did they get that idea from? And they stuck with it.
Yeah.
I thought when I first heard it, I was like, oh, this is going to disappear in a year. Like, who in their right mind wants to actually do this?
Yeah,
but they're still here.
Including me. I was like, I don't want to do it, to be honest, but I thought, what makes a fun date and a memorable moment is doing something that maybe you find really fun, or maybe you walk away going, wasn't that weird? Remember the night we drank wine literally from baby's bottles?
Yeah, so memorable.
And so Hugo drove us up there, and I was pretty...
50-50.
I was really 50-50.
Yeah.
More than anything because I didn't want to ruin the night.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go into a place and just sit there going, why are we drinking wine? Because guess what? We could do that at home.
We have a drawer full of baby bottles.
Yeah. And unfortunately, we don't have a drawer full of wine. What's going on? But if we wanted to, we could do that at home. So we rock up to the restaurant and look-in's quite busy. It looks like it's, like I said, raclette, that kind of food, melted cheese, fondue, this kind of thing. And the waitress, who was lovely, and I think she spoke English. She came out and spoke English too. I can't remember, but they were very accommodating, which isn't always the case in this city. And
it turns out you can't go for just a drink. You have to go.
But they were fully booked anyway.
And eat.
If there wasn't a spare, there wasn't a table to square.
No, it was very small as well. It was a small restaurant.
Yeah,
so one small room with two sort of long tables.
So we didn't make it in, and there was the point where the date was hanging in the balance. You know, I almost messed up when I see there's a bar right next to it, a blue bar.
Oh, we heard some music.
Do you remember the name of the bar?
Blue Bar.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it'd BLU.
There you go. All the addresses and everything as usual will be in the show notes below. And there was live music. They were playing sort of English kind of. I can't remember what the songs were, but like.
It was kind of hits, but in like a.
Accented English. It was kind of like Bob Marley kind of songs.
Yeah.
And live music, and that was the point where I go, let's go there. We never seen this bar before. I was like, let's go there, and you go, we could just get in the car and go back. Like we could call it a night. I'm really happy, and I was like, no, I think we should do one more. It has to have the nightcap, and. Lo and behold, it was a good decision. Because what happened? We went in, cool vibe, young people.
Yeah, a mix of people. More, I mean, definitely. A mix of ages.
True.
Yeah, but it wasn't just young people.
No, that's true. But it was bohemian.
Yeah.
Who felt very young at heart.
Absolutely. It was like, if all of Montmartre kind of boiled together, that was what came out.
A melted raclette fondue pot of Montmartre.
Yes, the concentrate of the essence of Montmartre was in that room.
And it's we didn't eat at the fondue place, but it is way better bet to go there.
Oh, yeah. It was fun.
If you want that experience of La Bohème.
Definitely.
That's what I feel. So we go in, live music, we go to the back, and they've got Shot du Mois.
I mean, this is not like a chic place. This is kind of a little bit grungy, people from all sort of walks of life.
I think people listening will either be saying, that appeals to me, or that doesn't appeal to me at all.
But fun, live music, like people were dancing. It's a small room. Simple.
We go to the back, talk to the bartender. There's Shot du Mois, and I go, two of them straight away. No doubt. It was like €4 or €3 or something, which is also classic for up on the hill there. And I go, what is the Shot du Mois, by the way? We don't really drink shots.
Having it.
And I took a picture of it. Citronnelle, gingembre, and piment oiseau, I guess you do a little liaison there, which is like a...
very spicy little pepper.
Yeah.
Chili.
A bird pepper. I don't know if that's a
bird's
thing
eye
in English. Yeah.
I don't know.
So
spicy.
He made us some of that. He said it had won some competition in the neighborhood, whether that's true or not, I don't know.
Sure.
We sipped on that and watched the people dancing, and we're just like, absolutely nailed it.
Yeah.
And then got
But
back to the
then,
car, talked to Hugo, and he's like, "How was the wine bottle?" Because he didn't pass any judgments on that. That's what we were doing. And we didn't do that, Hugo. We went and had a shot du mois at the Blue Bar, and he reacted. He was like, "Bingo, that is Montmartre. What you did." I wasn't going to say it before, but your other idea wasn't really the vibe. And I was like, "Thank goodness they were full." At the, so then what happened?
It worked out really well.
Then what happened? You remember?
Well, we jumped back in the little Deux Chevaux in Maryland, and Maryland, Hugo, and us, we went up the little, what do you call it?
The hill, the
winding
boot,
up to Sacré-Cœur, of course, because I mean you can't not. When you're in Montmartre, you have to see it, come up close, see that view. So that's exactly what we did.
And we had one last spot of luck. Incidentally, I'd pull out the picture. Bar Bleu. It's called Bar Bleu.
That's
Blue
right.
Bar. And we rock up, take a cute photo of the car in front of the Sacré-Cœur. And then we say, let's just run in. It's late. It's empty. They seem to be,
It looked like they were packing up.
Yeah. And I go up to the guy and say, is it too late to just pop in here? He goes, if you had asked me in 4 minutes, it would have been too late. And it just
Get in there.
felt like the vibe of the whole night, doesn't it?
It's very like, spontaneous.
And obviously we'd been in Sacré-Cœur 9,000 times before, but just popping in there right at the end of the day, there was some kind of mass or something on. Took that in. We were only in there for 5 minutes, basically. And then went out the front and looked out that exceptional view
It's
over
magnificent.
this kind of foggy, rainy, lit up, beautiful city.
Glittering city below.
The city that once felt like ours
Oh
when we
my
were living up
goodness, when we were young.
and it's all changed now and the flowers
Stop
are dead.
it.
No. And then we jumped back in the car and Hugo, who had up to that point followed the request that we'd done of playing old French music, like Charles Aznavour and so on, admitted his love for, what was it called?
Star
Academy.
Academy. It's a French TV show. I guess it's something like The Idol or
Like
something.
X Factor or
I'm
something,
not-
yeah.
But yeah, so we had a little chat about it, and he was like, yes, it's kind of what I watch it every now and again.
Every now and again. I think that guy's a
Yeah.
mega fan. He votes on it and everything.
And he was like, you must know blah, blah, blah. And we were like, no. And he was like, how about blah, blah, blah? And we're like, no, sorry.
And
But then we were like, can you put on some Star Act? And he did, and he sang along, and it was great. And we sang along even though we didn't know it.
No, you're
was
missing it. You're
great.
missing something that
What did I
ties in
miss?
perfectly. He was going through the list of winners for the past 30 years or something, and he mentioned Julien
Oh,
Doré.
yes, of course.
And Julie, to really wind up this episode and all the flashbacks and everything, when we first moved to Paris 10 years ago, we did have a radio.
But
Which
no
feels
internet.
old now to have a
Oh my
radio and no
God.
internet, right?
Yeah.
And
But I mean, internet existed.
but we didn't even have it because, oh god, that's another story. And we spoke hardly any French. And this one singer, Julien Doré, would be always on the radio. He must have just had an album out.
Yeah.
And he often has his choruses in English. And so that really stuck out to us. So we heard them and we almost looked forward to hearing those ones because it was a little bit of something we could understand. And then Hugo in the Deux Chevaux played Julien Doré as we were riding home.
Yeah, this song, Paris Seychelles.
Paris Seychelles, yeah. And then took us down along the Seine and all the way home.
Perfect.
And dropped us off.
Oh
And,
my God, it was like a ride down memory lane.
And that ride took us home to the end of the 6th Why Not Wednesday, a series which I'm going to admit I'm enjoying.
I know, I'm excited by it.
You've got your work cut out for you a little bit.
But you know what? I've got a plan.
Really? Mm-hmm. Clues?
Well, I have given you 2 clues, and according to, myself, they're excellent.
Tell the clues. People may be able to guess.
The first clue is, this might seem very generic, but the first clue is, it's somewhere in the city.
Okay.
The second...
You said it's a good clue.
You'll get it later. And the second clue...
Okay, I've got it. I figured it out.
You
Okay.
have?
Yep.
You
Go on.
haven't?
Yeah, no, I have.
You have?
Definitely.
You haven't.
Yep.
The second clue is... it's just a couple of old places.
That I'm struggling with, but I think I know. I think I know what it is.
And I got a booking booking, a reservation, and
Perfect.
and a plan. So that's what we're doing for next Wednesday.
Perfect. And now I want to do a shout out because on the last episode, by the way, there's a reason we had a little gap between episodes, is I've been forced to rethink everything after interest from New York City in this series. That's all I'm going to say. It could turn into nothing, but that's also why I stepped it
got
up.
agents on your heel.
Yeah, like in Matrix.
Yes.
I got agents. But I want to step it up a notch as well after that conversation.
God, you ramped
but
it up.
exciting things are happening, and I want to do a shout out because you might remember in the last episode, Lisa reached out and essentially sponsored some babysitting hours.
Yeah, so sweet. Thank you, Lisa,
And then
again.
lo and behold, I set up this thing where there's a website where you can buy, creators you like, you can buy them a coffee. And I just set it to buy an hour of babysitting. And I mentioned in the last episode, and a bunch of people jumped in to cover the babysitting.
Actually, it makes a huge difference.
It makes an enormous difference. And I'm going to give a shout out to the three first in here and to everybody as they jump in. Margaret Patterson. Bob, some people send in messages. Bob says, to keep the nights alive and the voices coming, thank you. And to Steve Belinsky, who said, I really enjoy Why Not Wednesday and hope that you will continue these.
Oh, well, Steve, Bob, Margaret, thank you. And yes, we're planning to continue at least for four more.
Yeah, until episode 10, and then we'll
then we'll
reevaluate
see.
everything. So if you're enjoying it, guys, keep sending in those ideas and sending in your feedback. Thanks for being members of the show. Thanks to Press Maxon for the rendition of La Boheme.
Perfection.
And thanks to Lena for being the ultimate date as per usual.
Thank you.
Oh, we forgot one thing.
What,
to rate
what?
the date.
Rate, okay.
On the count of three, we'll both say 10 out of 10.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. 10 out of 10.
Ding, ding, ding.
Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll be back in next week with another
Bye-bye.
episode.